Hey everyone, welcome back to the Coach Corner here on the NEI Women's Volleyball page. I bring you episode 7, where we highlight coaches and programs across the NAIA. Today we're joined with head coach Matt Fishman of the Indiana Tech Warriors. He will be entering his 4th year at the helm. Last season, the Warriors went 27-11 and a 16-2 mark in conference. The Warriors made it to the national tournament for the third straight time under his leadership, with the tough loss at opening rounds to IU Kokomo. Coach, thanks for joining us. How are things shaping up over there in Fort Wayne?
Coming along. The girls are moving in starting today, so things are going to be hitting the ground fast, and definitely excited to get going with this group.
No doubt it's coming by and it's already here and it's going to fly by before we know it. But coach, let's reflect on 2024 for a bit. The Warriors had another solid year, a near 30-win season. You guys came close to winning the conference tournament, falling to Aquinas. Things seem to be consistent over there in the WAC with the same 4 teams kind of in the top year after year, and it seems like Indiana Tech is in the mix. How do you keep your team focused and motivated to stay in the mix every year?
Yeah, I mean that's one of the big things about this group is we have lots of talented athletes with really great depth. Kind of last year was really interesting as we got deeper into the season. We started getting sick, started getting injured, and right before our semifinal match, our starting center was down. She just full sick. There was nothing we can do. She could wasn't one of those Michael Jordan moments. She wasn't coming back.
Yeah.
And so we had to go to our depth chart with our redshirt freshman setter at that point, who very capable of doing the job and proved it with the win over Siena to take us to the championship match against Aquinas. So Bella did a fantastic job, and we returned both this year. So it puts us in a really good position. That I think one of the things that really separates us and really being able to go in those deep runs is we have really good depth in this program.
That's good. And well, you talk about depth. You're graduating All-American Van Oort. How have you planned to fill that hole at the net for this upcoming season?
Yeah, it's one of the things we knew was coming. Graduating Noelle now a three-time All-American, and one of the really cool things, just as a side note, is she was one of those athletes who tried and true Division I mid-major kind of kid, but she wanted to do engineering, which is not an easy degree path when you're doing athletics, and so she chose to come to Indiana Tech and had a wonderful career, got us our conference tournament and championship. Again, three-time All-American, had a job lined up for after graduation. And then I get a phone call from Ball State, who's like, hey, there's this new rule that's happening this year. Do you think Noelle might want to continue playing? And I knew the answer was no, but I'm not going to be, hey, let's not have this
Mhm.
conversation. So I gave her that phone call and kind of walked through the situation. I'm like, look, talk to your job, talk to your family. You have an opportunity to finish your career as a Division I athlete, and that's exactly what she's doing. So she's going to be uh, with the Cardinals this fall, and we're going to be cheering her on. So we're really excited about that. But yeah, she's got really big shoes that we got to fill, and so we knew it was coming. So 2025, we brought in Lauren Snyder and Lauren Posca to kind of see if one of the two, if not a mixture of the both, can be really setting ourselves up for it. And I think Snyder right now is a little bit in the head for that, and so with Lauren Snyder and Katie Gostovich, we've got our outside crew that I think is going to do a really nice job for us. But I know we'll talk a little bit about some of the incoming kids later, but again, I think we're just kind of continuing to keep our depth at the forefront because at the end of the day, not everyone's going to be perfect every single day. And so I'd rather have multiple options to put us in a position to succeed.
No doubt. Friendly competition isn't too bad, so that's always good in these.
Absolutely.
No doubt. But let's get into 2025. Graduating that All-American who's going Division 1. What's the core looking like, and how are you feeling about this group for this year?
Yeah, we're really, really lucky. This is one of those few rare times coming into a spring season after 24 close where we actually have the whole core here. We basically have a starting six in there. Our biggest question mark was our libero spot.
Mm.
And so we brought in Elsie McCutcheon, who's a transfer from Youngstown State.
Yep.
Uh, and then we also brought in a early freshman. uh, first spring in Samantha Warfel, who both been battling out in that mix. And then additionally, we brought in another transfer from Concordia University, Emmy Wood, who's actually a local here in Fort Wayne. So we've got those three who are probably going to be battling out for that libero spot. And so that's probably one of those positions that I think when we talked about a little bit about last year for 2025, that was the kind of the thing that we struggled the most with was our ball control.
Hmm.
And so I really bolstered that. We've got returning Cassidy Boner, as well as Paige Redder. In the DS position, Cass filled in as the libero last year when Maddie Mays broke her arm and did a really good job. But Cass is one of our better middle back defenders, and so we kind of want to put her in that spot. And so we really bolstered our ball control with bringing in those three DSs. So it's going to be a big battle for that position. But when it comes to the remainder of the core, we've got Sarah Gombert's returning as our center. Again, Bella going to be fighting for the mix there. We've got Hannah Type returning 3-year starter. Jacqueline Alloway as the other middle, who has postseason and full season experience. And then on the outside, again, Lauren Snyder and Katie Gostovich, as well as then we have Amelia Schultz on the right side. So we really do have our core here, and we were able to work together this spring to hopefully have the starting lineup ready to go. But like I said, one of the things that we do really well here is we keep depth. So our incoming freshman class is very strong. And I'm excited to see what kind of battles happen in the gym to see what our starting core actually looks like that first game.
You talk about battles in the gym, the
Mm-hmm.
2025 slate is no easy feat. Going into the season, your first four matchups are tough. You open up against the Cumberlands out of the Mid-South, and then you have another trip against the AAC champs, Columbia International, followed by the IU East Red Wolves out of the River States, and then you get another crack at IU Kokomo. What are your thoughts when scheduling for the 2025 slate?
I am a really big fan of iron sharpens iron. We did it the past 2 years. Last year, where we started 0-6, and of those first six matches, five were top 25. I think four were top 15. And so we're just doing it again because I think it paid dividends for us when we got into that postseason run last year with our depth, because all those kids had experience with the high caliber talent. And so when we schedule one, I wanted to play as tough as we can. Um, but as well as this new year with the new ranking system, scheduling really matters for kind of the RPI style.
Yep.
And so we wanted to make sure that we got a good mixture of multiple conferences and hopefully at least top 1, 2 of each, and also paying attention to who they're playing within their conferences. So it's one of those things. It was a little bit different this year, but I'm excited to see what we can do, especially now. Last year we put ourselves in that position and didn't show up, and this year we're putting ourselves in that position again, but with a returning starting core that I'm excited to see what we can do.
You talk scheduling is all about X's and O's, especially with the strength of schedule. It's also good to be
Mm-hmm.
battle tested, so when you head deeper into postseason, you're not freshly with those battles, I guess is the right way to say it. But let's talk about the vision ahead. Three straight national championship appearances under your leadership. What's the next step for this group? I know it's hard to say, but every year you've been there, you've been out early in the first round. What are your thoughts or philosophies moving forward to kind of get the girls and the Warriors through that first round?
That's as soon as the final ball fell against Kokomo last year, I looked to my staff. I said, "This will not happen again." I'm very grateful that we've made it to the national tournament all 3 years that I've been here. But the first round, I'm done with. It's we're getting to Iowa. That's been the focus. It was in my recruiting conversations with all the incoming athletes. It's been the focus for mine right now. Is I know we're a top 25 team. We are. But I want to make sure that we start bringing in athletes and making sure that our culture and our entire program is bought into the idea that we're going to get more like top 15. I want to get deeper into that tournament and give ourselves that opportunity to continue to be on the national stage at an even higher level.
For sure. What from previous lessons from the previous three trips, what are you hoping to apply to this season from the previous years?
Yeah, biggest thing for this coming year is ball control. That was our Achilles heel against IU Kokomo. I think like the set that we beat against Kokomo was all about our service pressure and our offensive prowess. And the three that we lost was because we couldn't pass the ball. It was that simple. We weren't able to run our offense, and so it's just being able to make sure that we are able to have good first ball contacts, whether it's serve or pass. So that's one of our big things. And then at the end of the day, again, for me, I think one of the things that's going to make us most successful is our depth of talent. I truly believe that the toughest competition that we need to face is who we practice against in our own gym. And so I really recruit hard to make sure that there's constant battles in each position. And I think this year is one of those years that's definitely going to set us up for that postseason run and be able to put us in a position to make it to Iowa and have that versatility if we need it.
Iowa's a great place, and I'm sure you guys are going to make it this year. But we talked about 2024, 2025, your vision. But let's talk a little bit about you. You know, you've coached across all levels,
Yeah.
NCAA, NAI, at the high school level as well. Your resume is very decorated. Now you're going into year four at Indiana Tech. You've clearly built something that's very sustainable and on the uprise. What is your biggest focus when it comes to culture and focusing on long-term development?
Yeah. So for me, the kind of athlete that I like to really bring in is one who's intrusive or intrinsically motivated. Gym rats, kids who just want to be here all the time and getting after it. But from my experience of coaching at the NCAA Division One level and
Yep.
doing that kind of a grind, now being a little bit older, have a family with a beautiful wife and two kids, I enjoy that balance that comes with the NAI and NCAA Division Two, where I want hyper competitive kids, but I also want really good people
Yep.
who want to be able to be successful at all sides. So, like, our team is one of the smartest on campus, and the girls get on me if I'm bringing in athletes whose GPAs aren't as high as they want it. Like, we average a 3.6,
Mhm.
and so it's making sure that we're getting well-rounded kids, well-rounded people. But those who are hyper competitive, I always say that uh, we're all human beings. You're not going to be perfect every day. And so when your teammate does something great, I want you to celebrate them. But then when practice is over, I also want you to walk up to them and tell them, hey, I'm coming after you tomorrow. It's enjoy that competition, enjoy that kind of fierce battle so that we're always pushing for that next level because the world's not perfect. And so when it's not your day, that's okay.
Mhm.
Celebrate your teammates, push for the others, and then fight for that competition.
A lot of love over there at Indiana Tech. A lot of
Very much.
a lot of player-led leadership, which is very well allows you to step back and kind of let the girls mold, especially because I mean you can't be there on the court physically doing it for them. So that's very good that you have that player-led leadership. Before we wrap this up, Coach, you know where can we find everything Indiana Tech on socials?
Yeah, so our main website is indianatechwarriors.com. Kind of find everything that you're looking for, including our recruit questionnaire, if we have camps, as well as if you go to our schedule. One of the nice things about the WAC is we do live stream all of our games for free. Does not cost anything, so you can definitely catch out any game that you want. If you're on the social media side of things, Instagram is our big mainstay. It is INTechWVB. And then also, we just started our TikTok account last year that we brought back Emma Westra, who was part of the team that won the conference tournament and regular season championship to our staff. And one of her tasks this year is the social media side of things. So I'm sure she's going to be blowing up our TikTok, and it's the same handle of IN Tech WVB. So we're out there, definitely places to reach us and be able to see all the fun things that we do.
Coach, it's been a pleasure. I know our scheduling has been very wishy-washy. We've been very busy at different times, but I appreciate you taking the time out of your day. Best of luck of the season, and we'll be following along with the Warriors all season.
Thanks so much, Danny. I appreciate it.
Welcome.